Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today, actually this is what I was working on last night, and this is how I decided to make today's video on panel scribing. So I've only really panel scribed one kit, and that was the F15 Eagle that I did. And I didn't do it with actual tools. I did it with a sewing needle and a pin vise, and it didn't work too well. And let me show you what I mean. If you can see, like in this corner here, you can kind of see where I slipped with the needle. Let's see, where's another good spot? You can kind of even see like over here. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. And then in the back here, kind of these two little panel lines running down here, right there, where I tried to do the circles. It was really easy to slip. I did my best to kind of panel or to fill and sand again. It didn't go too well, at least for me. I probably should have just not done it, but actually these back ones where they were raised panel lines, so I did use tape here and the same needle, and I feel like it worked out okay. You can kind of tell my lines aren't very straight though. So my question is it even worth it to panel line? Because the tools are so expensive. You know, these are, at least from Tamiya, these are like $20 to $30 each, depending on the one you get. Plus the handle, you know. This was $20 in and of itself. So last night I was working, and I just kind of wanted to see if I could show you a difference. So this side I did with the actual tools. You know, those lines look pretty clean, if I do say so myself. Especially down here where I was sanding, like the seam line and stuff. And I kind of wanted to show you the difference. This square versus this square. And I didn't do a perfect job here. I did use a stencil. These come in handy. You can get all different kinds of shapes and sizes. So what you do is you tape this there. You basically tape this on. Let's see, I think I use this 5.5. Yeah. And I did use the engraving needle, just because you don't want to go too hard on the corners with your actual blades, because they are brittle, they will break. So yeah, I did that. It turned out okay. I did mess up a little bit right here, you can kind of tell, but you know, we'll sand that down. It'll all look good in the end. And then this side I have not panel lined yet. You can see, especially right up here versus this side, nice and crisp. And then again, this side of the tail versus this side. Very defined panel lines. I do think it matters. I don't think you need a ton of different sizes. You may need, you know, like I've got this for kind of remaking shapes, or if you want to, I don't know, I know a lot of people in the gun plug community, they'll add shapes and different things to give more detail. But yeah, these are pretty expensive, but the reason I think it was worth it to me was these are very hardened. I think it's like tungsten carbide or something. So you really, let me see if I can even do this. You really, let's see. It's kind of hard not up close to my face. But I'm not even pressing down, and it is pulling out plastic. You really don't want to push or pull too hard, or else you'll end up, you know, the tool flying away from you. And you just want to go a couple times. And you can see the plastic. I'm not even really pushing down. I'm just letting the tool do all the work. And you can see the plastic coming out of there. And then if you need to, you know, you can sand. You can see under here, I really didn't have panel lines after sanding the seam. And so you kind of remake those. It almost looked like this square. You can see this panel line. I'll need to do that. Compared to this one, it's almost gone, so you do lose detail. And I would say if you wanted, you could probably just get a needle if you really only wanted one thing. I would highly recommend a stencil and then like the vinyl tape, because as you saw on my other model, it's really easy to just slip out, and now you've got a lot more work for yourself. And you know, reprime, resand, gap fill, and these are expensive, at least for the size scale that I do. I can't even get it back in. At least the size of scale that I do, you don't even have to go with the Tamiya one. This was, you know, just the easiest for me to get. And then you can get things, let's grab these, like, they've got like circles, you know, even like your access panels, ovals, different sizes. Actually, these ones from Tamiya aren't bad. They're about $10 each. Well, they come in a stencil, so like these circle ones were a set. And then these kind of oval ones were a set. And it'll actually say the size. I don't know. I just kind of find one that matches. And then the square one, you know, you've got rounded edges, square. Like this one's completely squared. So different degrees of rounded edges. I would say at this 0.15 millimeter is plenty for me, unless, you know, maybe you wanted to do a bigger scale, maybe you need a thicker panel line. I haven't really found too much need. So yeah, I think in the long term, if you're gonna be doing this, especially if you want to kind of upgrade the final look, you know, you may want to invest. It is steep. You know, I've been doing this for about 6 months now, and I would say this looks really nice, especially after you prime and, you know, sand and prime and paint. That fills in a lot of detail, and then it kind of makes your panel lining stage not as easy. So it is steep cost, but I would say, you know, if you're going to be doing it for a while, you may want to invest. There are cheaper options. I know Trumpeter makes a pretty good one. I do have this one from Tamiya. It's this was only $8, I think, at the hobby shop. It comes with it does come with a spare blade in the handle. Oh, 2 spare blades. It is a little bit thicker, so, you know, it might fill that need. I think this is more for creating new lines, though. At least that's what the instructions that Tamiya gives you would make you seem. It actually does. I've used this back end kind of as a scraper, though, for scraping up mold lines. So it does have multi-use. But yeah, let me just show you this one more time. This side has been panel lined. Versus this side has not been panel lined or scribed, sorry. And then we'll show you this one more time. You can barely even see this back one. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Is it worth it to you guys? I think it is in the long run. As long as you're careful. I mean, you're scraping plastic with this. It should last until you break it. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think.